Good morning, students. In my last video, I had discussed about what attitude is and what are the various components of attitude. In this video, I shall be taking the topic further and discuss the features of attitude. Then I'll be explaining what is behavior and what is the relationship of attitude with behavior. Now let us come to the features of attitude. Number one, attitude affects the behavior of an individual by making him ready to respond either favorably or unfavorably to things around him. That is, reacting either positively or negatively around for the situations that is happening around him or her. Second, attitude are acquired through learning over a period of time. The process of learning begins from the childhood, and it is a continuous process which continues throughout the life of a person. Third, attitude is invisible as it is a psychological phenomenon which cannot be observed directly. They can be observed only by observing the behavior of an individual. And number four, attitude are pervasive, and every individual has some kind of attitude towards any attitude object around him or her. Now let us come to what is behavior. Behavior in simple terms is what a person does. It is the observable and the measurable activity of an human being. Behavior has both the overt component and the covert component. The overt component is the open component, or that part which is measurable and which is observable, like for example decision making. The covert component of behavior is not measurable, cannot be measured, and it cannot be observed also, like for example feeling, attitude, values, learning, etc. The covert behavior helps to shape and influence our overt behavior. In work situation, the behavior of an individual is even more complex because of more complex, number one, situation, number two, organisms or human beings, number three is the behavior of those human beings and the consequences. And attitude plays a very important role in interpreting the behavior, overall behavior of a person. Only after individual's interpretation and comparison does the response occurs. This means that a person's response depends completely on how he interprets the situation and on his own personal attitude towards that situation. So we can say that attitude is an important consideration because of its central position in the process of transforming work requirements into efforts. Now, attitude alone cannot influence behavior. Rather, they act with other factors in a person, like for example personality, perception, motivation, etc. Attitudes are believed to serve four functions and they influence behavior. Now let us discuss what is the relationship between attitude and behavior. Number one, attitude significantly predicts the future behavior of a person. Number two, attitude that individual consider important tend to show a strong relationship with his or her behavior. Number three, the more specific the attitude is, the more specific is the behavior. Number five, attitude that can be easily remembered are more likely to predict behavior than attitude which are difficult to remember or they are less remembered. And the last one is attitude behavior relationship is likely to be much stronger if an attitude refers to something with which the individual has direct personal experience. Thank you.